Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own home? Like the person sleeping next to you is a million miles away? That was my reality. Our story didn't start with a dramatic fight or a slammed door. It began subtly, with a text message I happened to see on my wife's phone. It wasn't incriminating, just different. It was from a new colleague of hers, and the tone was filled with a kind of excitement and inside jokes that used to be reserved for me. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. It's just a work friend, right? People are allowed to have friends. But then the texts became more frequent. Late-night giggles from her side of the bed weren't from a funny video I sent her. They were from him. When I'd ask what was so funny, she'd just wave it off, saying, "Oh, just work stuff. You wouldn't get it." That phrase, "you wouldn't get it," started to build a wall between us, brick by brick. The real shift happened when I had a terrible day at work. I came home needing to vent, to feel her support. But she was distracted, glued to her phone. I started talking, and halfway through my story, I realized she wasn't listening at all. Her thumbs were flying across the screen. I stopped talking. It took her a full minute to even notice the silence. When she finally looked up, she said, "Sorry, what were you saying?" Mark just sent the funniest meme. Mark, the colleague. In that moment, my work crisis, my feelings, they all felt so small, so unimportant compared to a meme from another man. I wasn't just losing her time. I was losing my place as her primary emotional support. When her mom got sick, I was the last to know. She'd already called Mark to talk about it. When she got a promotion, he was the first person she shared the news with. I found out later that evening, almost as an afterthought. Our conversations became shallow, covering household logistics and bills. While the deep, meaningful connection we once shared was being outsourced to someone else, I tried to talk to her about it. I said, "I feel like we're drifting apart. I feel like you're closer to Mark than you are to me." She got defensive immediately. She accused me of being controlling and insecure. She insisted they were just friends, and I was imagining things. But an emotional affair isn't about physical touch. It's about intimacy. It's about giving away the parts of your heart that should belong to your partner. She was sharing her dreams, her fears, and her daily triumphs with him, leaving only the leftovers for me. The foundation of our marriage wasn't shattered by one big betrayal. It was eroded day by day, by 1,000 tiny choices she made to turn toward him instead of me. That emotional distance created a chasm so wide I wasn't sure we could ever cross it again. It taught me a painful lesson. A relationship doesn't always end with a loud bang. Sometimes it just fades away into the silence created when one person stops sharing their soul. If you're going through something similar, please know you're not alone. And it's so important to talk to someone, whether it's a friend or a professional. Thanks for listening.